a total store-pilled food cell. I'm going grocery mode and being a total consumer.
I've clicked record. What the fuck are you talking about?
Daddy, I think God shall kill you.
I've clicked record, and I this is confirming my theory that Marcos's get the sillies out time is whenever we record podcast weekly.
It's because
well, the thing is, I wasn't here last week.
we didn't do last week. We didn't even record last week.
Oh fuck, he's got 2 weeks of sillies stocked up.
Hold on, wait. I need to open up this episode with like an SNL-esque monologue.
Yeah, okay.
Take the floor, Chief.
You ever notice that League of Legends, right? League of Legends is the quintessential is the quintessential esport, you know, and League of Legends has a lot of dudes that really they need to touch some grass, and
True.
maybe I just do the Obama voice for this one. League of Legends. They get nicer things than Pokemon ever has. They have the funding, they have the players, and they have the streams to look like an esport. Now, just recently, League of Legends got Lil Nas X to do their World Championship theme. It's a song called Star Walkin'. Now that song will play at the League of Legends World Championships. Now Pokemon, in response to this, said, we can do better. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Sheeran.
Okay, listen. I don't know. I don't care if I'm cringe. The music video was really cute.
No, my issue is not with the music video. It's not even with the music. Conceptually, I do not like Ed Sheeran.
I don't understand why people don't like Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran is a menace to society.
Explain. I genuinely would like someone to tell me why Ed Sheeran is hated.
I think it's the same concept as why people don't like Imagine Dragons, but people secretly like both of those things, because I know whenever
that's a self-report if I've ever heard one. Oh my
listen,
god,
listen,
this dude
listen,
listens to
listen,
Imagine Dragons.
Listen.
Wait,
No, I don't listen to. No, hold on. I don't listen to Imagine Dragons. No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard you say.
I don't listen to Imagine Dragons, but I know of Imagine Dragons.
Oh my god.
We've all been in middle school. Okay?
Exactly.
Take him away!
So, my thing is, right, whenever I'm super duper stoned, I've been reported to start singing Imagine Dragons songs, and I'm like, that's crazy, because I don't even know the lyrics to those, but apparently my subconscious does. So, I think with Ed Sheeran, it's the same boat, where it's like, our subconscious likes Ed Sheeran, but the rational brain
I don't even know what Ed Sheeran sounds
don't.
like. When I say it, I'm being honest, I conceptually don't like Ed Sheeran.
Guys just
like, you know how some people don't like the idea of going on a cruise because they think they might drown? That's how I feel about Ed Sheeran.
There's so many people.
Advanced hating.
Yeah, who just despise this guy. And the only reason I've seen so far is, his music is overplayed. You could say that about any other fucking pop artist on the radio. I don't know why. It just annoys me.
But me, I'm
with you on this, Ash.
I don't like his music, but I don't care. It's
it's pop music.
I'm with you on this, Ash, because the way you said it was the best, where it's like, okay, Ed Sheeran's got a music video that's like Pokemon sponsored. Dude, put yourself in his shoes. If you're like growing up playing Pokemon and all of a sudden you are animated into the Mewtwo movie, bro, that is fucking hype.
Good for him. I'm more happy for him.
That is so cool.
There's also the idea that it's being probably going to be played in Scarlet and Violet, is what other people are thinking.
Yeah,
okay.
That's been confirmed.
Also cool.
It's probably the credits.
Hold on.
That's neat.
I'm also cool with
that.
Listen, me and Ash are dapping it up over here, and then we got Imagine Dragons songs playing in the background. But I don't care. That's hype.
Here, let me recite to you
hater.
Let me recite to you some lyrics from a song called "Shut the Fuck Up Talking to Me" by Zach Fox.
I'm so sorry.
What?
All right.
Offended Marcos.
So here are the first few lines.
Mm-hmm.
Hop out the ghost while you fly in spirit. I'm in Paris in the mirror trying to check my appearance. Getting head while I'm staring, singing Marvin lyrics. You're dusty ass bitch running errands. You don't get embarrassed trying to snatch my carrots. my
What?
friends barbaric shit could get ugly as fuck like Ed Sheeran. That's in
That's
the
so
song.
mean.
So that's some advanced hating.
That is just me.
That is
Okay.
some advanced hating.
There literally wasn't even a bar anywhere in there. It was just nonstop hating. That's crazy.
Well, actually, no, because I did. It's my friends barbaric shit could get ugly as fuck like Ed Sheeran. Catch you on your day off, Ferris. Shoot you in your larynx.
Are we
Like,
gonna
that
ignore
was-
the
that was
carrot
the whole
line?
thing.
Catch you in your day off like Ferris is kind of crazy. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'll take it back. I'm team hater now.
That's why I'm team hater. That's why I'm
Fuck.
team
Team
hater.
hater, yeah.
Insanity.
Dude, catch you on your
I'm
day off like
easily
a Ferris.
swayed.
Shoot you in your larynx. Kick your baby out the carriage, then I flee the scene. Hop up in that big body bitch like a Gundam wing.
Okay, listen.
Buzz.
Before we just kill our audience retention for the 15th time in a row because we haven't talked about all of the
Okay,
teams that we
Pokemon.
wanted to talk about, let's just do that. I'm
Sorry.
ripping the Band-Aid off. We're doing that now.
I was just singing the I hate Ed Sheeran music national anthem.
Well, welcome to the Route 1
Marcus
podcast where
Welcome.
we hate Ed Sheeran? I don't know. I don't think...
We hate Ed Sheeran.
I don't...
Welcome to the Route 1 podcast where we talk about our teams from Series 7
I'm sorry,
to the
hold
rest
on.
of
No, hold
Sword
on.
and Shield.
Let me just get this straight. I don't hate Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
I just think it's a testament to how little Pokemon cares about their competitive circuit that they gave us him.
What does that have to do with competitive circuit?
how did...
Lil Nas X was given to League of Legends and we got Ed Sheeran. That's what it means.
I'm gonna cry.
We got the Lil Nas X at home.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's some Walmart music. It's
Look.
literally Kohl's music. Walk into Kohl's, you hear Ed Sheeran within a few minutes.
Bro,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
bro,
you walk
what's
into,
that- what's
walk
the-
into
no, hold on, hold
fucking
on.
Coles and do
What's-
that shit, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets it.
What's the Lil Nas X
Ed
video? What's
Sheeran,
the video that's like...
Ed Sheeran's like the music you hear while you ask him, like, how much is that in Kohl's cash?
Yo, okay,
Yes,
listen,
because
hear me
it's
out.
pop music.
Here we are. You gave me the best mental image of all time ever. What's the fucking Lil Nas X music video where they're in the prison?
Industry Baby.
Industry Baby. Yeah, that same exact music video, the shower scene, but it's like
No.
6 clones of Ed Sheeran.
I don't want to imagine
That's
that.
fucked up. That's so fucked
No,
up.
fuck you. No, fuck you. You put that image in my brain, I'm putting it in yours.
No,
What
but
the
fuck
fuck?
you, no.
Not you. You took a stray. I can't lie. But like Marcos, this is
gonna
you.
explode.
I think I don't like Ed Sheeran music. I don't fucking care.
No,
but
I don't even dislike Ed Sheeran music. I just dislike Ed Sheeran. I don't know
He's
who
just
he is.
a dude who catches like all this
he's
hate
British.
for no reason.
He's British.
I like that song where you go. Listen. I like that song where it goes. First things first. Talk about series
Oh my God.
7.
I like the song
Michael.
where he's like, "Oh, the misery."
Everybody wants the Players Cup too.
wants to play
hear
his
anymore.
Cup too.
Real
Anyway,
quick, shout out to Pokemon Company for saying that they fucking hate us, by the way.
Yeah, by giving us Ed Sheeran.
No. They're like, hey, we made this cool series where you can use, whatever the fuck you want until Scarlet and Violet comes out. Isn't that cool? Too bad it's going away in a month. Fuck you. Like,
Oh, true. That is the most Sword and Shield thing to happen ever of all time, and I
Dude,
cannot believe we didn't see it
dude,
coming.
right now is like the best time to be playing Sword and Shield because you've got Spikemuth Cup, like the community run formats that most people
Yeah,
are playing. And then Series 13, which is the best Dynamax format we've gotten since Series 2. It's awesome. It's fucking
yeah,
great.
and then they're just gonna boot it.
I love that shit.
I just want the ribbon for my mail medal. Is
For a
that too
sec-
much to ask?
Just
Now
for-
I'm on
Do
a
it yet?
time crunch.
I didn't do it yet.
Just for a second, I thought that my Victini would be able to be usable, but they said no Victini, no Magana.
Hey guys,
Are
there's
you
something
in
going
the-
on in Host General. It's a little concerning.
A little
Wait, what?
concerning. What's going on?
What did you put? Why did you? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I need to make like
Please put 12 images, the same image of Ed Sheeran in the thumbnail of this
Marcos
video.
is cloning Ed
Actually,
Sheeran
it's
in his
around like
basement.
40. It's around 40
Oh
pictures
my
of Ed Sheeran.
God.
Marcos is the reason Ed Sheeran's in Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's
You
been
don't like him
revealed.
so much now, do you?
I'm
I,
just-
honestly, I think I've always said this about Ed Sheeran. I think he'd be really good at Series 7 Sword and Shield doubles. I think he would.
I've always said this about
Michael. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying really hard.
I've always said this about Ed Sheeran. I think that he's a great author and mangaka. I'm a big fan of Ed Sheeran Oda, how he wrote One Piece.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm
Ed
so
Sheeran
close to clicking the disconnect button, but then I realized it's not gonna do anything.
Guys, you should really get on track. This is getting ridiculous.
We will never
Brady,
get on track.
I'm adapting shit so that I can like show what's being showed on the Discord right now.
Oh my god. Ed Sheeran Oda. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, wake up.
Ed Sheeran Oda and his main character, Boofy.
Boofy.
I like how when you said that, instantly the image of Luffy smoking a blunt popped into my
that's what
head,
I got
like
too.
hitting the
I was
Ralsei
like-
pose,
I
hitting
was
the
like,
Mario
damn,
pose.
Luffy.
Yeah, so it keeps on going. Hold on. I'm
You said
switching
40
over to the
fucking
Discord.
pictures.
Look at this. Look at this.
Sorry,
chat.
Spotify listeners. I guess you don't get it.
You don't get
Oh, wait,
it.
you still have the... Wait, you got it up? Hold on,
Spotify
you got it up right
listeners
now?
or
I-
audio listeners who
I
cannot
got
watch
it
the
up
video
right
right now, simply imagine 40 duplicate images of Ed Sheeran.
And they're all converging upon your location as you speak. You better step on that gas if you're on your way to work.
Wait, what? What the? This is messed up.
Put that
What's
one in
going
the
on?
Wow,
I switched
dude,
up.
look at that team.
It keeps going. Look at this. Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
Ed Sheeran Oda.
Look at these cool teams. Hey, Michael,
Yeah,
what
when
was
you
your
scroll
favorite
down far
Series
enough.
17?
Oh, God, no, it's just forced. No, it's just like...
This is
Now-
what you
now we're
wanted.
fucked.
What was
The fun is-
This is what I wanted.
gone.
This is what the
The fun
people
is
wanted.
gone.
We've been listen. Everybody in the past like 3 weeks has been like, "Where's
That is true.
talking about the teams part 2?"
I'm so
and
sorry.
here's the funniest thing: is we had part 2. We relegated it to just Series 6 and then moved on.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am so
So
sorry.
this is technically
listeners.
part 3.
We're going. It's part 3. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it big. We're doing it large. The community was
Yeah.
in remiss.
Okay, so who's first?
All right. I'll start because we're doing Series 7 now. I'm using.
Yeah, this is
So early format. This is when like Pheromones started becoming like. Pheromones became legal, right? So
Mhm.
I wanted a way
Crown
to.
Tundra.
Yeah, Crown Tundra. I wanted to figure out a way to make it work. So what I did, I made a team featuring Farrah Mirza, but this is like the dawn of like the coaching Mirza spread, like Mirza moves, where you use like Farrah Mirza and you press coaching, and then you do big dammy.
Mhm.
So
Big
I had
Dammy?
I had a team featuring
You're just gonna ignore me.
Big Dammy.
Dammy.
Big Dammy. That's crazy.
Damn, Dammy.
Damn Dammy.
Ugh.
What's the
Danny
van
DeVito
doing
out here?
or something?
What's
But,
the van doing, bro?
But I had a team of Farrah Mirza, Metagross, who's like the main like core, also with a Landorus,
Metagross.
Landorus, Thundurus, Indeedee female, and Tapu Fini.
That sounds based.
And
Yeah.
this is a recurring thing in this format as well, because Tapu Fini, like this is the first format where I enjoyed using Tapu Fini solely because you could Dynamax the Fini. Like Dynamax Fini was fun to use, like less offensive and more just like less bulky and more offensive Fini.
Oh
You
yeah.
click
I remember
Calm
that.
Mind and then next turn Dynamax and just like sort of do a lot with like Max Guys
Yeah.
and Max Starfall.
I think the biggest like this screams Series 7 is Metagross in there.
Oh
Because it
yeah.
was released around here, and it
Metagross
was all
huge.
it was immediately just like, I get both Max Steel Spike and Quake Boost.
Yep,
I am
yep.
never dying.
Plus, I can
I
kill.
love Metagross.
I can kill
your
Landers
body
with
too.
an ice punch. Whoa!
Whoa. Shout out to
But,
my shiny
No, Metagross is a G.
I also have another team which I ended up using later in the format, and this is the dawn of Spectria. This is the team I used in Series 9 as opposed to 7. This is a later like development. Remember AV Celesteela?
No.
Oh yes.
No.
AV Celesteela in Series 9 was actually
Yeah, you would max
in
airstream and
9.
stuff.
Okay.
really good.
In 9, yeah, I remember.
You could
I thought
airstream,
you still meant 7.
You have
Yeah.
flash cannon, you could flamethrower, you could media beam, or like max and then do all those things. And then you just
Yeah,
like
I
live
do remember
everything.
that.
You put a Grimmsnarl next to you, and then you click your screens and whatnot. You can scary face if you want to be quicker. Oh yeah, you would
Yep.
you would run max modest, like max attack, max speed modest, and then you could scary face Charizards and get a media beam off into them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For
Um,
real.
And alongside this is like also where the hyper offense like Spectria Regieleki redirection thing was a thing. So the team was
That was Series 9, right?
yeah
That's when that
was
came
a
about.
that was a thing that happened in Series 10 in Series 7, but like during the end
Right
of
at
it,
the end of it.
and then
yeah.
became more popular in Series 9. So like stuff like
True,
Turkish Spectria Regieleki normally but it's like it's two like really strong guys in their individual stabs, and it covers most things in terms of like
Strong guys.
resistances and shit. And then you have your redirection guy, and then you could helping hand as well. That could also just be a Clefairy as well. Like
Yeah, no, Clefairy Double Horse Aleki was a thing towards the
Ooh,
tail
yeah.
end of Series 7.
um
That was like winning things, and then it started doing well in the Players Cup after Players Cup 2. Players Cup 2 was really fucking fun, though.
I think the adaptation of using Turkish like Crit Kiss helping hand follow me with like Air/Dazzling Gleam is like a good thing to have, just because like you can do damage outside of just doing redirection, because like oh shit, like I can't do anything about my Regieleki or Spectre getting hit. I'm just gonna do Crit Kiss stuff.
Did you just pronounce it correctly?
Spectria.
I heard Spectria, and I'm like, you did not just say it right.
It isn't
Is
Spectria.
it supposed to
It's
be
Spectria.
Spectria?
I've given up. I call it Spec. I just gave up.
But yeah, it was a pretty cool team. It was Turkish Spectria, Regieleki, Lander, Celesteela, Grimmsnarl. And it's also like when people started realizing, oh, Grimmsnarl good.
Yeah.
like,
So
Like,
are you
not even
doing-
good, but like busted.
like series.
Are you combining 7 and 9 teams? Or is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
team you're
I
running
would
7 as
if you
well?
have
Okay.
like individual ones. You have individual ones like save it. This was the Series 9 thing that I was running a lot, just because there was a development in the meta. But like, they are the same format, so put them together if you need.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I think I broke it into 2. I have 2 of these like rule set teams. I think one is like I know one is Series 7, and I think the other one comes from the tail end of like Series 9. So I guess I'll go now. My Series 7 for me was defined by Players Cup 2, like the one after the first one. Yeah, that's what 2 means. I'm really fucking smart. This is the one that Wolf won with Colossal.
Oh yeah.
And I played in the qualifier for that, which was Series 5 rule set. And then I played in the like the what is it, national thing? Right?
Regional.
Or it's like regional. No, not regional. National.
No, it was a regional. Players Cup 2 regional.
I guess okay, but I suppose the region is North America.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so that's like the top 256 go from your region into the bracket,
Yeah.
and then you play double elimination. I'm trying to remember my record. I don't remember. Like I think I did well. I think I just lost momentum and then died off. I know Marcos did well in that.
I did
Like,
what
not
I would like to
surprisingly, but,
call
like-
annoyingly well.
I did the same. Yeah, no, literally I did the same. I think both me and you both beat like a top player and then died. Like,
No, the way I lost that was sad.
yeah.
What happened?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I remember my loss being pretty sad too. But like outside of the tournament itself, the team, I was really happy with the team.
Mm.
So Players Cup 2, that side of the tournament, like the regional bracket, was very close to when the format dropped. So everything was still pretty new. And what was really common was like Kartana, Fini, Fire type, Landorus, right? And I was like, I really, really miss, and because like I was back in tournament mode, and I was like, what am I comfortable playing, right? What Pokemon do I like using? I like using Gothitelle, I like using Tyranitar. So I just slapped those two on the team and on the composition of Kartana, Fini, Fire type, Landorus. And the Fire type was originally Charizard, like Gmax Charizard with no Sun on the team, which I think would have been really fucking good. I almost wish I brought that, because this was prior to, like, I think Players Cup 2, Wolf winning it really just, like, solidified the idea that, like, okay, yeah, chip effects are really fucking broken.
Yeah.
To, like, everybody. Like, that was the final nail in the coffin of, like, yeah, this is just chip effect meta.
Yeah.
But the team was Gothitelle, Charizard at first, but then it turned into a Rotom Heat, because Metagross is scary. And then the Grass type was Kartana, Water type was Fini, Landorus, and then Tyranitar is the Trick Room Sweeper. And I think this team sucks balls. But I think I played really well with it, like, in the tournament. And I think it was just, like, I think whenever there's a team that is just, or, like, a team structure that is just doing well in general, I think, like, when you bring that to a major tournament like this, it's just kind of like a skill check of, like, a, you know, are you gonna play it well?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna play it more well than other people?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still struggling to remember the record. I don't think that matters as much, but yeah, I don't think this is easily the team I don't care about the most.
Yeah.
In like all of Sword and Shield, but I do like how I did in that tournament, so it still has like a special place in my heart. It also kicked off my Gothitelle addiction for any TPC I ran Pokemon tournaments. They just all have Gothitelle. Anything grassroots, maybe not, but like anything official, everything had a Gothitelle.
Yeah.
So, oops.
I love
Golf.
the golf.
Fake out.
Yeah. The only
Fake out and
Yeah,
shadow
literally.
tag.
it was literally just Shadow Tag. Like I was good at getting lead matchup, and I was good at clicking Helping Hand. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember it being Specs Fini. Specs Fini was cool. That was a secret tech I leaked to me that Wolf was using in the the regional bracket. And I was like, okay, bet if he's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Stealing.
yeah,
It's okay.
literally.
Don't worry.
The only other team I have for Series 7 or 9 is Series 9 tournament. Again, this is more about the story, less about the like actual team itself. I like the team. I like the structure. I reused it in just some other tournament eventually. But it was Moltres Galar, Regieleki, Venusaur, Regirock, Dusclops, Incineroar. So, funnily, no Sun on the Venusaur team. But the trio of Regirock, Dusclops, and Incineroar, this was Series 9, and so like this is after Colossal started becoming super popular.
Oh yeah, I remember Regirock. Yeah.
Yeah, I invented Regirock, Dusclops, Incineroar, that core, because it just had perfect, flawless matchup into both Regigigas, Weezing, and Colossal, and I was fully expecting like after Players Cup 2 finished for that to be just like the whole meta, and I was like, oh my god, I cracked it, I solved it. And then ran Regirock, Dusclops, Incineroar in the qualifier for the next Players Cup and proceeded to fight 0 of those things. So I didn't qualify for 3.
I hate
But
prepping
this
for a
team
match and
specifically-
it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it sucks. This team specifically though was the one that I used in the first UX9 tournament, Joe's like first dabble at a tournament scene.
Yeah.
This is the one that I played in the car.
Oh yeah.
Where I was going on like a cross-country road trip with my family, and I was like, I wonder if I could connect my Switch to a mobile hotspot. Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Cool. I wonder if I could plug my phone into the portable charger while I'm doing that. I can. Oh, but my Switch is gonna die too. Oh, but I have a splitter for the charger? Interesting. So I had like a mobile setup, and I was literally playing in like a grassroots battle fight tournament across
That's sick.
3 states. Across 3 states. And I did so fucking well. One of my 2 losses that like if I hadn't lost one of these, I would have cut, and one of them was to a disconnect because I was on the
waiting
road.
for that. I was like, that's gotta happen.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. Because here's what happened. I played game 1, disconnected, lost the game 1 because of it. Played game 2, won that one, and I was like, oh fuck, it's just one more. If I had the leeway of one more, I might have been able to win. I was just like, fuck. But yeah, that's that team. I'm not gonna dwell too much on the Pokemon on it. More so just like the story of it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Regirock is best. I was trying to run Regirock for a little bit. This is a format that I did fucking Regi weekend. So.
Oh yeah, it was.
Reggie. All the Reggies were really cool in this format. I will say that much. Like, Reggie Ice, who, like, was definitely the worst of all of them, still had, like, a thing they could do, so.
Yeah.
Clear Body the GOAT.
Never forget Reggie Week.
Okay, but I briefly brought it up. Marcos's tournament run was equally as, like, kill a top
Chaotic.
player and then and then fizzle out. What was that like for you? What was Series 7 like for you?
Dude, my players. All right, so I guess we'll start
remember
off
it
with
being
Series
fire.
7, my qualifier, right? I'm gonna do like 2 teams for the qualifier and the Players Cup.
Mhm.
We'll talk about my qualifier team and then my Players Cup team.
So Series 5 into Series 7.
Yeah, so my Series 5 team that I brought to qualify was another Indeedee Thievel team, and I was running Scarf Indeedee male with Psychic Surge. I'm 143 speed because at the time that's about as fast as you need it to be.
Yeah.
And I had a modest nature. It always strikes me just so weirdly that Indeedee male's speed stat is 95.
It is?
It's fast
Yeah.
as hell.
I thought it was
Yeah.
80.
It's
No,
just
it's
fast
95.
as Lele.
Yeah, and it's got 105 base special attack. It's not a bad Pokemon,
Yeah,
but
he's solid.
yeah. So I was running Expanding Force, Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire, Dazzling Gleam, and just standard. It was 220 speed, 252 special attack, 36 HP with a modest nature. I had Thievel. I was recycling that one thing I was doing the other time where I was using a beat up set. But now that I'm qualifying for a tournament, I found out Cobalion was better. So I'm Psychic Seed, Unburden, Snarl, Foul Play, Beat Up, Fake Tears, 252 speed with a Timid Nature, 12 special defense, 244 HP. I forget what it does. I think it lets me eat a couple of like wildfires, or like Max Geyser from Kingdra, because you outspeed that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I had a Life Orb Cobalion with Justified, Bounce, Close Combat, Iron Head, Protect. Same deal as the Terrakion team I talked about last time, where it was like, you use Indeedee Thievel, and then when they're going to lead off with a Dark type, you just switch it to Cobalion and side beat up. But here's where things got crazy. I
Silly.
also had a Dragapult on this team, and it was a bulky as hell Dragapult. It was Dragon Darts, Phantom Force, Fly, Protect with a weakness policy. 148 HP, 188 attack, 92 defense, 4 special defense, 76 speed with a jolly nature. And remember how I said I could side beat up the Cobalion? And yeah, so you could beat up the Dragapult too, and then just sweep with Max Airstream or Max Phantasm, and that was another option.
Yeah.
I had Togekiss next to that, just Scope Lens Togekiss, bulky set, and Safety Goggles Gyarados, which was absolutely absurd in this format because I had Bounce, Waterfall, Power Whip, Taunt, Intimidate set, 92 HP, 172 attack, 4 defense, 20 special defense, 220 speed. And I basically used that because Amoonguss was everywhere, and I wanted to kill Rillabooms. It was like just like a catch-all for grass types, which was really fun. So I used that. Very, very easy qualification. I only played like a few games really. And this was my first Players Cup qualifier because I didn't qualify for Players Cup 1. I only had a rating of 1666 because I stopped while I was ahead and just, hedged my bets, I guess. And fun fact, the other time I qualified for Players Cup was the exact same rating of 1666. But
funny.
yeah, I qualify and I get in and I forget what my bracket was, but I ended up facing like Osiris. I think I faced one of the Jamies.
Oh, wow.
I might have faced Joe in Players Cup. I had I think I faced Joe. I have to ask him. I don't remember. I've played a few tournaments since then, so I kind of phased out
Didn't
a
you
lot of it.
play? You played Aaron in.
Oh yeah, I
Players Cup
played
too, didn't you?
Aaron Trailer. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that one.
I think I beat him. Pretty sure I beat
You
him.
did. I remember you beating
Yeah.
your team because I remember your team. I almost drew you fan art based on just what 3 Pokemon on your team looked like together, I was like, this is a badass color
Screw
palette.
you didn't.
Never bowl.
But you did.
I know, I did.
They
I
will
did.
Ken,
never
you're
bowl.
listening. It's your job.
They will never bowl.
They will never ball. But no, that's another team. That's a
What?
future team.
Wait, that
That was
the
Players
It was
Cup
a very
3
different team.
qualifier.
Wait, what
This
did you
team
use?
is heat as fuck.
Yeah, so my Players Cup 2 regional team, the one that I took to the big tournament, was Galarian Moltres, weakness policy, Berserk set, 156 speed, timid nature, max special attack 100 HP, fiery wrath, air slash nasty plot, protect, the usual. I had light clay, Tapu Koko, light screen, reflect,
Oh my
thunderbolt,
God.
dazzling gleam, 164 HP, 92
miss
special attack,
Koko.
252 speed with timid nature. AV Cartana, 188 speed, jolly nature, max special defense, 68 HP, no attack investment. Aerial Ace, Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, Secret Sword or Sacred Sword. Life Orb Landorus, standard fast guy set, no sword stance though, I had Protect. Citrus Berry, Tapu Fini, Muddy Water, Moonblast, Icy Wind, Protect, really bulky fat set. I don't want to go over the EVs in that one. And then the thing
And then
that I was
here's the
really
star.
proud of, I had
The star.
I had a Alolan Marowak with Lightning Rod.
Oh,
Oh,
I remember.
this
Yeah,
team, yeah.
so I was Flare Blitz, Shadow Bone, and Burning Jealousy and Protect. 252 HP, 196 attack, and 60 defense with a relaxed nature. And what that would allow me to do is basically always eat a high horsepower or max quake from, not Life Orb, not weakness policy, like just neutral from Glacier.
Yeah.
And I would hit it back with the Burning Jealousy and just burn it and have it be basically food for
Yeah.
Tapu Fini for the rest of the game. And I went on to face only one Glacier.
Wow.
Only one. And that was Osiris VGC. And I got real unlucky that match. So I forget, I lost one other one, but the one that knocked me out of the tournament, because if I remember, it was just double a limb. The one that knocked me out of the tournament was versus Osiris, where it was like, I got crit through my light screen turn 1 to lose my Cartana, and then I got crit by Glacier, I believe, off the Max Quake when I was finally going to do the
Aw.
Burning Jealousy. But yeah, and this team went absolutely insane for the entirety of the time I was in the tournament, despite the fact on multiple occasions I pulled a VGC 2017 Classic and Thunderbolted next to my Marowak.
Oh
No.
no.
Yeah, that classic,
Or
dude.
Been
yeah,
there.
I would switch in
Been there.
Marowak and Thunderbolt like a lot.
I feel that one.
Okay, but
But
the
yeah.
reason I almost drew art for that was because I saw on stream Marowak, Coco, and Moltres all in one game, and they've got like it was shiny Coco too, so it was the
Yeah.
black with like the orange, and I saw the like all 3 of them with the black, and then each of them had their own little accent color. I was like, oof, that is a nice
It's a
fucking
sexy
team
little
looking
team,
right
yeah.
there. That's sexy as
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah,
no,
we're
I
right
had
together.
some bad luck to get knocked out, which was the frustrating part about Players Cup 2 because it was double a limb. It wasn't like you could play like a third. It wasn't like you could keep going and just be like a high resistance X2.
Mm,
Yeah, it was just you lose 2, you're out.
Yeah, but no, this was a fun one. I liked it a lot. I never used it again though.
Yeah.
But the memories made it all worth it. Smile.
No,
Oh, never mind.
I didn't
You
get my
tried
fan
to
art.
qualify for PC2 with Hype Null, right, Ash? Or was that the first one?
That no,
Series
yeah, that
5 was
was
the
that
qualifier.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the first one. Type No was the first one. 2, I forgot to register.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Handshake.
What were you using in Series 7 then?
I used where is it? Okay. So I have 2 teams. The one that I used in 7 was pretty good, and then the one that I used in 9 drove me insane. The one that I used in 7, I really liked. It was probably the best team I've made on paper, but I was terrible at playing it because I just made the most balance to ever balance. It was Porygon 2, my best friend, and Glacier for Trick Room Core, and then Rillaboom for Rillaboom things, and Entei, which I loved Dynamaxing Entei. I don't know what was up with me, but I had an Entei phase. I just thought it was one of the best Pokemon in the game.
Definitely did, yeah.
You remember?
I remember anytime I would ask you for like team help, you'd be like, "What about Entei?"
What about
I'm like,
Entei? Fast fire type, good damage, Dynamax, Sacred
Entei.
Fire, 50% burn chance. Like, damn, this seems pretty good. And then it was...
Yeah.
It was good on paper. The other 2 Pokemon were Galar Moltres and Finny, and I was running Misty Seed, Nasty Plot, Moltres, which was, and then Heal Pulse on Finny so I could keep farming Berserk. It was very silly. It was also the first team that I decided to try just throwing a screen on. I threw light screen on Finny. I didn't do double screens. It actually worked out pretty good because burning stuff with Entei and then setting up light screen, I had pretty good coverage and I felt like, oh, this is solid. Sorry, I drank water.
What about the one in Series
the one
9?
in
Or
9.
Where did it break bad?
So I have it here listed in my team because I put all my teams in a folder so I could go over them when we did this. So Series 9 made 20 iterations, and that's not a lie. I had the core, I think the main core was Ensign, Lando T, Bulky Celesteela, Rotom Wash. Those 4. I loved playing together. You know, it's levitating Pokemon with the swords dancing Landorus. You click Earthquake, Incineroar for pivoting, Rotom Wash for pivoting. Just it was very fun. I, for the life of me, could not figure out what the last 2 Pokemon would be. I think the one that I put here was Thundurus and Grimmsnarl, which I think was the one that ended up having the best results. But I tried fucking everything. I knew I needed an electric type, so I went through every single electric type I could have. And I went insane. I'm scrolling through my team builder right here. Okay, so there's the core. I tried Amoonguss, Stakataka. I tried Nihiligo. I tried Galar Domanitan. I tried Regieleki. I tried slapping just Regigigas Wheezing on it. Didn't work. I tried slapping Sun on it with Torkoal. Didn't work. I tried slapping Dragapult on it with Colossal. Didn't work. Back to Regieleki again. Back to Galar Darm. Amoonguss. I think, actually, Nihiligo was probably... Yeah, I ended up going Nihiligo Clefairy. That was another 2 that ended up working with the core. But Instant Lando...
Nut core!
Yeah.
Nut core. Nut core.
Nut.
Pretty much.
I miss
pretty
Nut
much.
so much. I nothing.
Also tried Cinderace. The last iteration of the team that is listed in my showdown is titled Fix the Core, dumbass. So I was going insane. Like, I just could not figure out what the last 2 Pokemon were. But Instant Lando, Rotom Wash, and Celesteela, they were my best friends. I loved them. They just could not find other friends.
Reaching into the Galar Darm bag is like
Yeah.
the epitome of VGC down bad.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it. Scarf Darm. Let's see what happens.
Scarf.
No, but
Darm.
literally, I was literally there though because series what is it? This is 7 and 9, right?
Mhm.
Both of those, I felt this is the most I've ever felt this in any format with series 9 and 7. Was that there were way too many fucking good archetypes.
Yeah.
There were too many good teams.
That-
You had to cover for Cole, Sun, Trick Room, I was gonna say Rain, that's not really that real. Like the Spectrier, Clefairy shit.
Yeah.
Nut. You had to cover for P2, Metagross, Grimmsnarl. That shit was insane.
Yeah, that was the trickiest thing for me to deal with, was like I would set up Celesteela and then I would die. I would set up Rotom and then I would die because Rillaboom was there or Regieleki was there. Lando, if I found another Rotom or Tapu Fini, I would die. Landorus. I would die to
I think
Fini
this was-
and whatnot, but yeah, it was
I
just
think
hard.
this is really cool. Like, I like the idea of there's like a bajillion good types of teams. There's a bajillion good Pokemon that are like usable.
Mhm.
I think that's nice. I think it makes team building a fucking migraine though.
Yeah.
I think because we've spoken about this on a previous episode. I think having good archetypes, like a lot of good archetypes in a format, is good, but they've all got to be like not insanely good, all like super busted, like insane.
Yeah, I feel if the format went on for longer, like my problem was I was just sticking with the same core. The format definitely had like cores had solutions. It was just hard to account for everything.
The solutions to
Very,
each of
very hard.
the archetypes was like really hard to handle, and this is like also kind of where like Sword and Shield sort of gained its identity of like, oh, we know Colossal's good, we know that chip damage is good, we know that Grimmsnarl is good with the screens, we know all these like
True.
super cool, like maybe not super cool, but like just things that ended up giving Sword and Shield its identity throughout like 2022 and like all the different formats we'll be getting later on.
passing boosts to the partner, iron defense body press.
A lot of
The works.
Sword and Shield
The worst.
ended up becoming the format of try to be as bulky as possible so you can hit back bigger, and that's why Grimmsnarl was so good. I mean, we saw that even
Grimmsnarl took the fuck off here.
We saw that in Series 10, and like a lot of people just built their mons like bulkier on purpose, and like that's probably just by relation to like previous formats in Sword and Shield, where it's like, oh, this is like good, is probably the best way, as opposed to just like, oh, we can just KO thing and then be good,
Yeah.
Grimmsnarl was really good, like even at the beginning of the game, but I think it really got its identity hammered home as like prankster screen guy in Series 7, because then it was just like, oh, all of these super broken guys like Landorus, like Charizard, like all these like
They
things
like
with
to
big
Dynamax.
damage output.
Or
They like to Dynamax. I can make them even bulkier.
Remember when Regieleki did that shit?
Like that.
God.
That was the worst.
When Regieleki first started becoming offensive, it was painful.
Well, Dynamax.
It was it was
Yeah.
it was this format. It was 7-9, like those type of formats.
That's where like the Rising Voltage, like bulky life orb Regieleki came along.
Yep.
So that's always
We're like
fun.
fatty Aleki. Haha.
You dumb,
Hey,
stinky, fat boy.
Stinky,
can I
dummy,
address the
fat
elephant?
Regieleki. Stinky. Got
Can I
him.
address the elephant in the room real quick?
Don fan?
What the fuck was Series 8?
Bad.
We went from 7 to 9. I forgot what 8 was.
8 was
single restricted.
single restricted.
Dynamax.
Wasn't that also 11?
Yes.
Yes.
They
came
just
back.
flip-flopped
Certified
back and
Sword and
forth for
Shield
some
moment.
reason.
Yeah, so Series 8 was one restricted Dynamax, and oh boy, do I have some choice words about that format. That format was fucking awful. I hated that format. It sucks.
I think I don't remember it because I didn't like it and just didn't play
It is.
That format was exclusively for stinky monkeys.
It was like it was like only a little bit better than Series 6 in my eyes. Like, I think the
Oh, wait. It was used for Players Cup 3 or 4 qualifier, wasn't it? It was for 4.
it was
right?
used
Or
for
was that
it was used
11?
for something. I remember.
It was either 8 or 11, but I know Players Cup 4 qualifier was on one of these single restricted metas.
But yeah,
And actually, I remember. Ooh, I have a story about that. I don't remember the team specifically because it wasn't my team, but I had a homie pass me a team literally the last day that the qualifier was up. Like, I played it down to the last hour in one day, and I speed ran. I lost like maybe 2 or 3 games.
Wait, I remember this.
I went on a fucking tear, and I beat the guy. Like my friend that gave me the team hit like 1670s or some shit, and I went 1680 within that time frame. And I was like, I feel like, God, this team was fucking broken. It was Indeedee plus Calyrex Ghost, like Indeedee female, Calyrex Ghost, Double Genie, Landorus, and Thund, like Defiant Thund,
Yeah.
Urshifu Dark, and Regieleki. It was just straight up HO, straight up hyper offense. And that is the only, I don't know if that was Series 8 or Series 11, but that's the only like team I played in a tournament. And then I forgot to register for the actual tournament. Like, I qualified and then forgot to sign up. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I didn't
That's
play
like-
in Players Cup 4.
that's like a running thing with the Players Cup stuff. For me, at least, it's like, oh, I did really well. I'm able to enter the qualifier, and then like the first I think it was the first one and the second one, I never ended up actually like entering like the regional I fight people from Australia like bracket. I never until like the third one because of like email like complications in my account being weird, which is like another big thing that happened with a lot of players. It's just like
Arcanine Labs might be hated.
gross.
My biggest, I will always say this, my biggest rival in the entirety of Sword and Shield was Arcanine Labs.
Arcanine
Labs.
No, you're right. You're right on that.
The order of operations is fucking IL Mule on Showdown because I exclusively fight them whenever I ladder, and I've never beaten them in my life. What's his name? Andrew Ding in the double restricted formats because I played him in Indiana and I played him in Milwaukee. Didn't beat him either time. And Arcanine Labs. Those are my constant losses in Sword and Shield.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
no.
So in terms of Series 8, I have like 3 teams, and 2 of them have stories behind them. Like Series 8, Series 11. One's a Series 11 and 2 are Series 8 teams, and a couple of them have stories behind them. First one I want to talk about is just like my standard Kyogre team. Turtle Media made a Kyogre Kingdra team that I used, but I replaced their Regieleki with fucking Pikachu because I was like, fuck this, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit, brother. I'm gonna run fucking Pikachu, and I'm gonna click fucking Max Volt Crash, G-Max Volt Crash, or like press Sing, because you can do that with G-Max Pikachu.
The Sing.
Wait, is this...
That was the
Sing
event Pikachu. Sing
Yeah.
Pikachu. That was like
Sing
really funny to run.
Pikachu.
Was this
The
the,
only
same
good
team that
Pikachu.
was this the same team that was that spawned post this Pikachu to scare Ash?
No, that
Yes,
was-
that was the
different.
team.
That was the team.
So that was Kyogre Kingdra,
Was
Pikachu, Instinct, Katana, Tornadus. It was, because
I remember you
That
just
was-
not clicking Sing though.
it was like, oh no, I don't. I think Sing was like a later edition, like post like Series 11 that I made. But it's a pretty simple team, like AV Katana, Sash, Torn, Aguav, Incin, Mystic Water, Kyogre, Life Orb Kingdra.
Mm-hmm.
As it was back when people were running fucking Scold on Kyogre. Remember that?
That was me. I was a
No,
psychopath
that
like
was- that was
I've
also
never
me.
played doubles before. That was me.
Complete and total psychopath.
Psychopath. But yeah, no, it was pretty like easy, like Kyogre Tornadus. Like I don't want to team build, so I'm just gonna build the thing that has been working for like forever. There's also sort of like where my love for Kyogre got regained from like Sun series in Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was generally pretty good. But then we've got to bring up the little guy in the room, the little guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't skip over this series.
You
Because
can't
there's a
skip
little
over this
special
one.
guy.
This is a certified Brady and Ash
Hood
classic. Certified Hood classic. We got ourselves the Lobber. We got
the
the fucking.
lover.
We got the.
Oh shit!
We got the-
That was this series.
We got the we got the colossal with the fucking crab on it, dude.
You got that motherfucking grab on them, bro.
So Brady, which one of us said like we should make a Crawdont team?
Me. I said
was
I
you.
wanted to
Yeah.
I wanted to build a Crawdont team, but then you realized that it was actually better to run a Corefish on a colossal team.
Yeah.
So-
Well, no. I
Less
think it
damage
was
for
okay.
self-Aquajet.
We could run both of them, right? Crawdont as an attacker, and then Corefish gets Aquajet and Endeavor, so we could have both of them, right? And then we
Yeah.
realized, wait, they all get Aquajet. Why don't we just skip the big guy and use the little guy?
And thus the team was born. The Eveltal, Colossal, Rillaboom, Corefish,
X.
Incin, and Dragapult team.
Yep.
That could have been an Urshifu and it would have been just as good, but no.
I
We
have
have
a
to
different.
run.
I have a different comp actually saved here.
Do you have the I remember there's a Zacian version.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
got the Zacian version.
Yeah, so I run an Eveltal on mine. But the Corefish, kind of insane, because what you do is you would assume that they like try to go for the Corefish, and what you do is you Aquajet your Colossal, and if they try to hit the Corefish, you go down to your Focus Sash, and then you Rockfall that same turn. And then what you can do to KO Pokemon pretty much instantly is just Endeavor a guy, and then you just wipe a guy off the board just because
You
clicked
don't even
Endeavor.
have to click Aquajet after because Colossal's got you covered with the chip damage. They're a
Exactly.
great team.
Shout out to this lobster too, because that lobster brought us together.
It did. It did.
Dude, that was like one of the main things that like me and Ash sort of bonded over, and then like
I was there too.
yeah,
Michael was there too.
and then the podcast happened. But yeah, it is a really fun like idea because I think others have sort of taken the same sort of idea. I think around the same time, was it Cootie Loco that made the War Turtle team with the same sort of idea?
Yeah.
And we're like, wait, we can make this work. But they didn't have the...
This is a thing now.
They didn't have the
I think
Endeavor...
Colossal...
strat, you know what I mean?
Colossal was a very... This was indicative of the format to me. Because I think, timing-wise, I think this was a lot of people's time where it was, like, kind of getting tired of online format and kind of getting, bored of,
Which is why
like...
we memed in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let's just run meme shit now, because... And especially with Colossal, where it's just like, oh, your meme can be insert random thing that gets Aquajet.
Yeah, literally.
That was literally how it worked.
I was doing the same shit, because the team that I was running in the mono-restricted format... Like, for the longest time, because I just wasn't really playing it as often, but I took it to a couple grass arts tournaments, was the mono black and red team.
Yeah! That one was hype.
Double bird, by the way. So Moltres Galar, the dark flying type, and Yveltal, the dark flying type, on the same team.
Yeah.
Urshifu Water for Colossal activation, because Colossal's on the team too, and then it's Incineroar Mungus. And, like, I built the team off color palette alone, and I was like, this shit fucks.
Yeah.
And it did. I did pretty okay with it. I was, like, pretty high up on ladder. Almost cut a tournament with that. But I never played, like, as seriously as, like, the other formats. Like, I never went hard in team building because I didn't care about the format as much.
I think that's just, like, something to be said, because my only, like, Series 11 team was also a meme team. Because if you'll remember, something that was very popular was Kyogre, Torkoal, Venusaur, like, Grimmsnarl P2.
Yeah.
I ran a very similar team, but instead I went, like, ultra hyper focus on one mechanic of, wait a minute, weather is a thing.
True.
What does Venusaur do? It clicks Weather Ball and maxes and stuff.
And you ran, like, all weathers.
I remember this. I remember
Brady was the one
Weatherball,
brave enough to ask what the dog do.
So
When no one else would.
Nobody else would, and then I like injected the juice into that team.
Pioneer of the dog.
Pioneer of the dog.
When Brady plays catch with his dog, it's with a weather ball.
The hell?
So I ran a team, a very, very awesome team of Kyogre, Tornadus. Tornadus also had Weather Ball. Venusaur, Torkoal, P2, and Tyranitar. A Scarf Tyranitar with Rock Slide, Lash Out. Oh wait, no, it was a weakness policy one. Never mind. I didn't have a Scarf guy. I thought that was Scarf Tita. A weakness policy Tita with Rock Slide, Lash Out, and Ice Punch. And I love this team. Like, as much as I hated the format, this team was so fun. Because, like, the thing about all the weather guys is they sort of, like, covered each other's weaknesses. And, like, sort of, like, obviously ground is a big one for, like, Torkoal and Tita. But, like, you had ways of dealing with that with, like, the Tornadus. And then, like, grass is bad for Kyogre and Tita, so you switch in the Torkoal, and then Torkoal's weak to water, so you have, like, the Kyogre to switch in, and then it was just so good. And I think the best thing about this team as well was just clicking Max Weather Ball into a Charizard with the sand up. Because you
like Series 8, don't you, Brady?
I don't.
No, it was
like
just because we started... Series 8 is when... Like, I've got a serious Series 8 team, too. Memes. And then it's like, I only remember using the Lobster. Like, that's where I was with Dual Restricted as well. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run memes. I'm bored.
Yeah, I feel that. It's just like, use funny memes and then it will work.
And that's what made it fun.
Yeah. But, What are you guys,
Marcos is the only one who hasn't said anything. Well, I've got the Lobster team and then a boring
I
went
with Dark Meat.
You
had Dark Meat.
Detail about Dark Meat?
No, I don't want to go about Dark Meat more. It's literally just all of the Pokemon are black or red or both.
And they were really good.
Yeah, somehow. Colossal moment.
Marcus, what are you running?
Well, I qualified for Players Cup 3 during this format.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I played in Players Cup 3. And this is one of my favorite teams. Works better without open team sheets. I kind of forgot about that in team building.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about open team sheets is it changes how you team build, you know?
Yeah.
It really did.
But I made an Appleton team to play in the regionals.
remember him.
That's when this happened. Okay, I
yeah.
thought that was prior. Yeah.
So it was Appleton, Incineroar, Porygon 2, Calyrex Ice, Thundurus, and Grimmsnarl. And while normally you would have, the Calyrex Ice get like its weakness policy activated by like a Shadow Sneak from Mimikyu or Dusclops, I wanted to be funny and use Appleton because I found out that my story playthrough Appleton had 0 speed IVs.
Hmm.
And his name is
Ooh.
Boris,
Oh,
and he's
nice.
in a friend ball.
Oh,
So
Boris.
yeah, so I run it with Thick Fat, so it can actually eat Glacial Lances from opposing Calyrex Ice. And I have no way of activating its weakness policy. I just have to hope that they activate it. Because it happened a few times,
Yeah,
but
it's weak
I
to
don't
enough
have like a
things.
self proc, and I didn't have many ways to self proc it because it's like a flying move. I don't have Ice Shard. I would have to like. There's no way to really self proc Appleton without like Ice Shard, and I don't have that.
Yeah.
God, imagine if Calyrex Ice got Ice Shard. But
Priority pick
Oh,
from-
Yeah.
I would love that actually.
Priority
Holy
pick.
shit.
So I was running max HP, 4 attack, 28 defense, 132 special attack, 92 special defense with a quiet nature and 0 speed IVs. And the reason we have 4 attack is because it's a weakness policy set with Apple Acid, Draco Meteor, Protect, and Grassy Glide. Because I wasn't running
Yes!
Gmax Appleton, I was running
remember.
regular Appleton specifically to make sure I could set up the grassy terrain. So basically what happens is under Trick Room, you're able to KO all these different Pokemon with, +2 max dragon moves. And at the final turn of Trick Room, you need to make sure you get off a grass move.
Mhm.
So you go for the max grass move. And then, the Kyogre on the other side of the field is like, okay, I can outspeed this Appleton and Ice Beam it. And then they end up having to take a +2 grassy glide.
Mhm.
And then they just go down. Same with Groudon. If you chipped it at all, +2 grassy glide and terrain would KO.
Yeah. I
Who
remember
was out
that.
here
That was
using
fire.
Groudon in single restricted? Was that real?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Groudon Charizard was still a thing.
I feel like Groudon sucked until double restricted.
I would agree, but it's because I don't like Groudon most of the time.
Yeah.
Like
I
I feel
think-
like the teams were definitely Cali Shadow, Zacian,
Calyrex Ice.
Kyogre, Cali Ice, yeah.
I think we should probably
Groudon-
end it
I don't
with
think
Series
Groudon
8,
really-
mainly because
What note?
that's like a nice
No, we
breaking
can't.
point, because the next one is the first... I guess we do
Double
get to Series
restricted?
10.
We could finish with Series 10.
Yeah,
I'm down
because
to
then
do
we
that.
go to VGC 2022. Never mind. Yeah, so Series 10, we'll stop after Series 10.
I have 2 notes. One,
We are edging the
yeah.
comments.
Don't say it like that.
What are your notes?
My notes. My notes are Appleton. I was thinking about Appleton. It recently got confirmed for Scarlet and Violet. I think it's gonna go kind of ham in a non-max format. I think you can do many a silly thing with a silly apple.
Iron
acid.
Defense Body Press Leech
yeah.
Seed shit.
Yeah, exactly,
That would be
exactly.
cool,
Iron
yeah.
Defense, Leech Seed, Body Press, Apple Acid. You have the set right there, easy peasy.
It beats Ferrothorn 1v1 because it resists, or because it doesn't get KO'd by Body Press.
Exactly, it's baller. And also, my other note before we move on to the next series, I just remembered I had this must have been series 11 because it was the same format, but I just want to throw it in. I have good memories associated with a Seismitoad team that me and Brady also put together. Well, interesting memories, I'll say. I was like, hey, you want to live stream like team building? And he's like, sure, why not? And we started building a rain
Oh, I remember this.
rain team with Seismitoad. In the middle of the stream, I look outside. It's like, it's getting kind of windy out. I wonder what'll happen. We just finished a game. I cut out because the power went out in my house mid-stream. The power was out for 2 days afterwards.
Oh my God.
I literally remember
So,
that. Yeah. We were all like, "Bro, are you okay?" What the fuck?
I was praying to God that OBS stopped like broadcasting. It's like it didn't automatically
It
start
wasn't
up
just
again.
like in the background.
Yeah. So for the next 2 days, I just like we kind of chilled and made bonfires and cooked food that way because we only have like our electric stoves, electric ovens.
Bust out the tin of beans.
Yeah, we bust out the tin of beans. We made croissants over the fire. It was nice. But yeah, that I now associate that weekend of power outage with Seismitoad because of that team.
Seismitoad knocked out your damn power.
He did. There was a Thunderous on that team too, and it was windy because of a thunderstorm, so I bet Thunderous caused that too, the bitch. Can't believe it.
Yeah. Wait, so...
Anyway.
Wait,
That fucking bitch.
was this not Series 12 that we built that team? Or was that Series 8?
Wait, no, I'm stupid!
It was 12 because there was a Zacian on the team.
There was a
There-
Zacian
there
on
was
the
Zacian
team!
Kyogre.
Oh my god, I am so sorry. I did not see the... Okay, never mind. Cut that bit out.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that the next time we do this.
I'm sorry,
because
I ruined it.
The
didn't
comment section
realize.
is just gonna have to kill me because I kept telling them we're gonna finish it today.
Dude, we have to finish it soon. We gotta have guests on.
we have to finish it next time because Series 12 was a whole year.
That is true.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. And we could also do like BDSP and Spike Move
And
Yeah.
as
non-max.
well. So there's
we
enough.
can talk about the one non-max format we got.
Well, this is
Hey,
the
I
one.
can do that.
non-max.
Right, let's do that
You
right
wanna do
now.
that right
Let's
now?
finish
Okay,
with 10. I
okay.
think.
So,
'Cause that one's pretty quick. I can do that in not even words. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Like that's the fucking.
Sephiroth.
That's the Sephiroth meme that me and Brady created, or mainly Brady.
Yeah, with the CERN.
the Xerneas.
The Brady hits me up and he's like, "Okay, we have to record this Twitter video and just bring random Pokemon that look good together. But what you do is click Geomancy with Xerneas and then Rage and Spore with Amoonguss or something like that, right?" I was like, "Okay, right." The point of the meme is like, you got fucked up by Xerneas.
Mhm.
You made a bad play against Xerneas.
That was such a good
Yeah.
video.
It popped off for him. That team accidentally ended up being like a really fucking good team.
Oh,
I
yeah.
won
Yeah.
a tournament Marcos hosted with it, and I did really, really well in like one of the Chicago tournaments with it, I think.
Yeah.
And
That entire top
it
8 was Xerneas.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't top 8. That's what it was. I brought something else that wasn't Xerneas to that tournament, and it was only Xerneas that qualified.
You know what's funny is like, who won that tournament?
Adam did.
Adam, yeah, okay, never mind.
But that team was Xerneas, double redirect in DD, Amoonguss, double fake out in Incineroar Rillaboom, and then was Stack Attack on team? No,
Stack of the Taka.
Hold on, I'll
no,
get...
it wasn't Stack Attack.
It was Stack Attack, Rillaboom, Incin, Amoonguss, in DD, Zen.
Yeah, okay, maybe it was Stack. Why do
It
I feel
was
like
Stack.
it wasn't Stack?
But that was the same team.
Yeah, okay, it was Stack. Yeah, that makes more sense. But that team had just ended up being really fucking like easy to play, really fun
Yeah.
to use, and it just gave me free wins because it was like double redirect Xerneas, double fake out Xerneas, Trick Room Amoonguss for Xerneas. Like all roads led to Xerneas, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
I can
Brady,
get behind this.
when we get to your Series 10 team, can you talk about Steelix so I don't have to talk about Steelix, so I can talk about a different one?
Okay.
Steelix is good.
I remember.
This is
Oh
cool.
yeah, y'all's love child, the Steelix. I remember this.
Yeah, we made a kid.
Mhm.
We made a child together, and its name was
We were doing
Steelix.
podcast around. We were doing podcast around this time, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one
some
the
podcast
podcast. So because I was super
Aw.
motivated to do content, and I was like, "Fuck it, podcast time. We're making a podcast."
Hmm.
Marcus, you want to join the podcast? And he's like, "Yeah, I want to join the podcast."
Well, he said, "Do you want to be on an episode?"
And then you're like, I want to be on the podcast, and I'm like, okay.
He said, "Can I be a guest?" And he was like, "Can I be a permanent guest?" And we were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys didn't think I would say yes. Like,
Because you're busy.
You're elusive.
how am I
elusive and you're
elusive?
busy.
At that time, you were elusive to me, at least.
Mhm.
Yeah, same.
Because it was like we'd speak every so often, and then like it's sort of the same way how I am with Jack now. It's like we'd speak sometimes, and then no longer we don't speak for like a couple months, and then we speak again.
I like
You know what
that
I mean?
Jack is just like the shadow best player in the world.
Yeah,
He's unironically like top 10 player in the world.
yeah, he's really good. He's a good player. We still
He's like top 10 guy in the world. I love Jack.
He's
Jack
good.
For you.
is fun to hang around.
But you're right, he's just in the
first
shadows.
YouTube
Like, where is
friend
he?
I ever
Where
made.
is he?
Where'd he go?
Jack, where are you?
Oh,
Brother, where'd you go?
All right.
But yeah, Series 10 was a very good format, arguably the best format of Sword and Shield, solely because it didn't have Dynamax. But is it a good format in retrospect to other ones? Maybe not. I liked it. Anyway, I used a team with Calyrex on it. Are you surprised? Calyrex Mindshell was like a huge thing in this format, which I enjoyed playing a lot.
I remember that.
You did enjoy that.
Spamming like Astral Barrage and whatnot is just like really fun. Getting like boosts and then spamming Size Shock as well is super nice. Like being able to set up nasty plots with Fake Out, being able to feint Wide Guards so you can just spam whatever you want. A whole lot of fun.
I think this is definitely the format where I think spread moves felt the most like
insane,
not absurd. Yeah, no, not insane. Like I think they felt at an appropriate level of insane. Geomancy Xerneas Dazzling Gleam, I like it. Kyogre Water Spout, I like it. Groudon P-Blades, I'm a fan.
Well, no, but like people
when
were
there's
running,
two of
like,
them, no.
they were insane to the point
Barrage.
where people were running like actually like Wide Guard instead of.
Well, but I think
because it's not worth running Wide Guard in a Dynamax format because they can just.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Max-
I think Dynamax, the lack of Dynamax made the spread moves feel less absurd.
Yeah.
Because the counterplay like Wide Guard was there, the counterplay like Fake Out was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
you get me.
which
We're agreeing.
which is funny because it led to like advancements like Shadow Ball Calyrex on like an Astral Barrage set. That was
I
like
hated that.
that was like
Wow.
really funny.
If
I-
you're real, you ran Hex.
Quirky.
No, I was a real one and ran Nasty Plot Side Shock because you can Oko AV Rillabooms and any
Yeah.
AV mon pretty much. But my team was a Calyrex, Stack Attacker, Mindshell, Entei, Rillaboom, and Regieleki team. That's pretty standard for like Calyrex teams, but like it is like standard like sort of Calyrex, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm a big fan. I miss the days of this because you would lead Calyrex and then Mindshell, and then you do your thing, and then you have like two of the better guys in the back.
Close
or, like,
combat the ensign.
and then like no ensign gonna do shit to you because you got inner focus Entei, and an inner focus Mindshell. And they're already running like mostly Spadef because they want to live like Kyogre moves, and it's a whole lot of fun. Other stuff that I built, hold up. Other stuff I built was obviously the Steelix team. Steelix team was a whole lot of fun, just because like we were using Steelix and you could make it work, and then we ran like a Trick Room team with like Calyrex Ice, and then. Dude, remember Macho Brace Zapdos?
Oh my god, yeah.
That was a certified Series 10 moment.
Iron
That was the
Ball,
best. That was my
Iron
favorite
Ball,
tech.
Me and Brady were talking about it the other
Articuno.
day. We were like, why the fuck was that a thing? Because it is not slower than Amoonguss. It's
Iron
like,
Ball,
Amoonguss
Articuno.
wasn't running minimum speed all the time at this point.
Oh, that was Turbo.
I think the other
Shredder.
thing that we figured out, was that it was like, it doesn't need to be slower than the things that it's beating, like Stack
Yeah.
Attack and Amoonguss, because
It
you
needs
can
to be
just
slower
use-
than Incineroar. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
which is hype. And then obviously I'm a Kyogre enthusiast. I ran Kyogre a little bit with like Scizor team. That was pretty standard. One other team that I like. One thing I also want to bring up is the usage of like water types in this format is really good. One team I like to look at is a team with Zacian. It was Zacian, Urshifu, Suicune, Rillaboom, Volcarona, and Lander Eye. Also, this is the birth of Lander Eye being like used in doubles.
Ooh, yeah. He was really good. I used him too.
Suicune is like one of many of the water types I like to use in this format.
Best
like,
Tailwinder,
on a
arguably.
Zacian. Because like it's probably the best Tailwinder that isn't like Prankster Tailwind, and then
Yeah.
like you can't fake it out. It's bulky as fuck. It can click Snarl, it can click Skull, it can click Ice Beam. It beats.
It can live in a Lecky Thunderbolt pretty easily.
It lives. It 1v1s a lot of like Pokemon, especially like
Incineroar. Yeah.
like Incineroar, Lander, Volk. Like The only things that like explicitly beat this thing is like Rillaboom and like Regieleki, I guess. Maybe.
Who are we talking about?
Suicune.
Who are we talking about? Oh, that thing was fun.
But this is also just
I had a
this is also
Rillaboom, Incineroar, Suicune core, and then just making every game go to timer was really funny on ladder.
This is also just like something to be said about water types in general in this format. For like stuff like Gyarados, Pelipper saw some usage as well on like Zacian teams.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
These
going to
guys-
talk about that one in a minute.
Politoed too.
Like Pelipper and like Gyarados are, like really good. I made like an Eternatus team with like a Gyarados on it.
In
And it just-
hindsight, this was the water type format.
It's like there is a lot of good like water types in this format because like what does Zacian with Behemoth Blade gonna do to you? You intimidate it and then you get hit and then you respond back with like a waterfall or something. It was just like really nice, really fun to use. I think specifically this was like who built this team? Who was like the main inspiration? I think it was what was her name? I forget her name. She did really well with it in, I think, Hatterene's series.
Was it Alyssa?
No, it was...
Alyssa ran Hatterene series. What team are you talking about?
This is the Zacian with Suicune, Urshifu, Rillaboom, Volcarona, Lander.
I know what team that is. I don't remember who built it.
I forget her name, but she ran it in Hatterene series, and...
Are you talking about Meryl? Salami?
Meryl, that is their name.
I think her name on Twitter is like...
She's like Meryl
I
Pill.
know,
Her name's
I know.
Miss Salami or something.
That's really funny.
I think her name is Willer. It's I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Willer is what
Oh, are you talking about the one that tweeted to me when we ran into each other on ladder, and she was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
'Cause I was running some dumbass Durant team.
Yeah, I think that's the same person.
Wooly, I think is maybe, I don't know.
Wooly.
That's the username might be.
Yeah, she was the one running that, and I think I saw it on like a YouTube video somewhere. I think Cloverbells was running it or something.
I loaded up this dumbass Kyurem White Durant team in this series, and the person that you're talking about, like, took a picture of me having that, and she was like, "What the fuck?" I was so fucking scared, and then I was like, "Yeah," and then you soon came to realize the team I made was dog shit.
Wait, I just remembered. This is when I issued the Iron Man challenge.
Yeah.
Iron Man Challenge was big for this, and this is also like
about that,
the last team I want to bring up because I have a lot of teams, but this is the last one I want to bring up. Nearing the end of the format, I made a Bowler Dawn Wings Necrozma team.
I used that
with
one
a
for a
Copper
bit.
Cocoa on it.
Yeah,
Like,
I used
okay,
that one
this
for a
sounds
bit.
cap as hell, but this shit was actually insanely good. It was a team of Dawn Wings Necrozma, Grimmsnarl, Suicune, Amoonguss, Entei, and Topper Coco. This shit rocked. Like, you could get free Trick Room up, you had Media Beam power up stuff with the Necrozma. Grimmsnarl did Grimmsnarl things. And I had Sucker Punch to deal with like Calyrex.
Mhm.
You could Tailwind to outspeed stuff under Tailwind. I like with the Necrozma. Amoonguss could do its thing, and yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. I really liked it. It is where I realized that Tapu Koko is the Regieleki that beats Shifu and like Rillaboom. Because you overtake its terrain, so it can't Grassy Glide, and Shifu just, like, can't do much to Koko. Because you either just KO it, or it's Dark Urshifu and it Wicked Blues you and you don't get hit.
Yeah.
So,
Tapu Carlson.
What were you running in Series 10, Ash? Were you playing
I
Series 10?
was. That was the first SoCal Grassroots since quarantine started.
Oh, you were running
I
Scrimp!
was running Scrimp. That I made it to top cut because they messed up the math. And they had already told me they were in top cut, and then they adjusted the math and I wasn't, and they're like, "Oh, whatever, it's fine, we'll just do it this way." I got kicked out round 1.
Top cut.
But
Your team was fucking fire, though. I do
it was a
remember
lot
this
of
one.
fun. Okay, so it was Scrimp. This is where my love for Eternatus began, because being able to click Meteor Beam and then just murder everything was very fun. Also, where my love of Support Moltres began. Support Moltres is one of my favorite things that I think I used on this team. It was AV with Air Slash, Fire Wrath, U-Turn, and Snarl. And being able to pivot around, like a fast pivoting Pokemon was really good in non-Dynamax. I think it always is good in general, but it was very nice to be able to pivot like that, because I also had Parting Shot and U-Turn on Incineroar and Rillaboom respectively. Those were also the team. Landorus Eye, like Brady was talking about, it was scarfed with Earth Power, so I could Oko Zacian.
Nice. That's hype.
It ended up screwing me over a couple times, though, because I couldn't really deal with Kyogre if I positioned wrong, because Scarf Kyogre would just kill me. If I was locked, because I had Grass Knot on it, but if I was locked into the wrong move, it would just, I died. Which is why Rillaboom was there.
Mm-hmm.
I also had Araquanid.
I was gonna say that's the piece of the team that I was just like, oh my god, how the fuck?
First three Pokemon on this team are Eternatus, Support, AV, Moltres, Galar, and then Araquanid.
Araquanid.
I forgot about Araquanid, dude.
Because
this is like
Urshifu counter.
It ate everything from Urshifu. It 2-hit KO'd Zacian with the liquidation, which was fucking ridiculous. Besides that, it just kept clicking Leech Life and sat there. Having a thing that just kills Incineroar is good always. It killed both Incineroar and Rillaboom, which were also both really common because pivoting. It was like a key that unlocked in my brain that perfectly fit in with the team. And liquidation with Water Bubble is stupid. And it also helped because so many people were running Pelipper or Politoed or some kind of rain with Zacian to make it indestructible, and then I just click Liquidation, it does 75%. I felt so powerful.
Does it have Wide Guard?
Yeah, it had Wide Guard as well.
Shuts down Stakataka too, because its only rock move is Rock Slide, otherwise you wall terrible.
Yeah, Stakataka and Kyogre and the one Groudon that existed. I think I had some really difficult matchup that I, of course, found, and that's why I ended up going 3-2 Warrior, baby. But yeah, I
See, this is why I literally think you're the GOAT. You're pulling good results with these bum-ass Pokemon, bro. Eternatus, Moltres, Araquanid, bro. I'm going 0-4 in that, bro.
Michael, you are my best friend, but I need you to understand that my personal best being 3-2 is not good. I have gone 3-2
look at what you're
once
using.
in my life. Once in my life, and it was this tournament with Shrimp.
I think
you're using bullshit like
Eternity.
I think you're a hater. Scrimp is awesome.
Scrimp is awesome.
hater.
Scrimp is awesome. I need
Big
my shiny
hater.
Scrimp.
I think
Awesome.
she's a hater. I think she's a hater
Hey,
We
herself.
haven't made our shiny Eternatus videos yet.
Because I
Yeah,
didn't
we need
get
to
my
do
shiny
that. I haven't been able to
Eternatus.
get
I
one.
didn't get to get mine.
GameStop was
I went to
out.
GameStop yesterday and they fucking no more Scrimp,
I
bro.
know, that's what happened
Just
to
get
me
one
too.
from a European person.
Yeah, Brady, we have gone from you needing us to us needing you. Please.
I don't know when it
Oh
comes
yes,
out here.
Brady, the European.
Well, no, because it's coming out for Europe and Australia at the same
Oh,
time.
I got
I
three
see,
of them.
I see, I
What?
see.
Gimme.
Yeah, I handed one to a European friend and one to Leah.
Brady literally asked us if he could have one if we got them before him.
I went to EB Games and like they-
You have to go to EB Games.
you go to fucking GameSpot, dude.
EBDB.
GameSpot.
You're going
GameStop.
to EBDB.
Oh, listen. The
Why?
GameStop that I
Welcome
went
to
to
EB
used to
Games.
be an
Yeah,
the GameStop I used to that I went to look for the codes used to be an EB Games.
Hi, welcome to EB Games.
I'm just saying.
That was a weird meme. That was a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I gotta go to EB Games to get my thing, and they were like, no, we don't do it until October, actually, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And apparently mine, like all the codes were gone like within the first week. The event was supposed to run for 2 weeks. I think that one Game Freak was like, no one's gonna fucking show up for this weird event when Sword and Shield's dead, and gave them like
All the
50 cards.
shrimp fans came out of the woodwork.
Literally, and then people took multiple cards because you're allowed to do that if they're nice. So
Well, also, it was mainly people took multiple cards because everyone thought that the Europeans weren't going to get access for some
that's
reason.
true too. Yeah, just because it was late.
So it's probably going to be more abundant in the in
So,
like
yeah.
European countries.
I'm on the
you
hunt.
know?
I'm on the hunt for a
Say
scrimp code.
Europea.
You're a P.
I put a bolo out on fucking Twitter for $5. I will
Yeah.
PayPal you $5 for a scrimp code. If
Wow.
this
I
want the
episode goes up
$5
and I
scrimp
still don't
special.
have
Serious
one,
about
the
this?
$5 scrimp special, bro.
It's
The
real.
$5 scrimp special. If I don't have one by now, comment section.
Yeah.
I'm begging
and
on the internet
subscribe.
for my scrimp.
Yeah.
But yes, that team is why I love Eternatus.
Yes.
And also
Right.
Requinid.
So, to close
Marcos,
this out,
did you go?
Marcos,
Yeah.
what teams did you use in Series 10?
The friends I made along the way.
Did
Yeah.
you not play?
And Steelix.
Steelix!
I already
Um,
mentioned Steelix.
Yeah. So the team that I have two I want to mention real quick. Actually, first of all, this is when the Iron Man challenge happened. Shout out to Sableye VGC being the only person to complete that, and
Really?
he completed it on cart instead of on Showdown, which is even more
That is
even more difficult.
hella impressive. Yeah, shout out to him. I didn't
Yeah.
even know
So I ended up interviewing Sableye on my channel. I was like, "So what did you do?"
that.
But yeah, that was really cool. If you don't know, the Iron Man challenge was 1 by 1. You had to use every single restricted, bring it to every single game that you played it in, and win.
Yep.
30 games in a row. I think it was like 30 something restricteds, or not 30. There's an amount of restricted. So you also had to win with the base forms.
Yeah, which is insane.
I think, or actually no, I think you're able to choose a form. I forget how I did it.
You
but
chose hard. You could do like hard mode and then have to do both like fusion forms. Is what I was gonna do. Like I was
yeah,
gonna
but
do.
I think
Kelly
I
Ice
just
and
let people
Kelly
choose
Shen.
one. So it was by Pokedex entry.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like you could use base Necrozma, or you could use Necrozma Dustmane.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the other things I want to mention is one of my favorite teams that I've ever built is a Necrozma Dusk main team, and this is when I brought back Tapu Bulu for the first time in like 4
baby.
years.
Oh yeah.
Because as it turns out, Necrozma Dusk main minimum speed stat 73, Tapu Bulu minimum speed stat 72. True combo Nature's Madness into Sunsteel Strike.
yes.
And Nature's Madness is actually really good in this format because not many things have Hyper or Super Fang, and
No Dynamax.
you can't Dynamax to quarter the damage, which is really big.
Mhm.
So yeah, really big. It had Politoed Kingdra. I had Focus Sash max speed Galarian Zapdos on this one rather than Power Anklet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This is like
it was just like a standard sort of Trick Roomy team. I had Swords Dance, Mental Herb, Necrozma Dustman.
the team that you built for Spikemuth Cup is very similar. It's like it's
Yes.
Rain Bulu, and then instead of like Duskmane, it's Stack.
Yeah. You know what's funny is if you watch Weedle Twin Needle's newest video, the first person that they battle is using my team.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. It was weird at the beginning of Spikemuth Cup. I had a weird amount of influence over what was popular because no one was making videos.
Yeah. Well, you were the
Yeah.
only one making videos, and you were also hosting a bunch of tournaments. So
Yeah, so I was like, I was like, guys, I know about as much of this format as any other person. So
yeah.
if you're going for advice on how to play well, I am not the person. I'm just talking about it, and you're watching me practice. So
Yeah.
But it's
so
something.
yeah, a lot of people use my teams at that point. But the team that I want to share, my favorite team from this format, this is the bulkiest format we have ever played, in my opinion, and that was due to the fact that Zacian existed and you couldn't Dynamax, and a lot of things were like really hard hitters, so you had to be fat.
Yep.
And a thing that I said in the video is this format is so freaking fat that we are running bold special attacking Rocky Helmet Lander, something that I still do in
remember
this.
that. You're right.
It was like the standard Landorus,
Mm-hmm.
but I still do that in this current format, Spikemuth, because I think it's still good. But I actually use AV now. But yeah, so I said this format is that fat that we have to use that. I think this format is so fat that Growl is a viable move. So
Hey, Pelly?
you know how Pelipper, yeah, you
The
know how
Pelly
Pelipper was
for
getting used on
Growl,
Zacian teams. I put Growl Pelipper because I said the only way I'm going to get away with this is basically by using it instead of switching it Incineroar and getting it under Tailwind and getting fast growls. So
Mhm.
it was Zacian Crown, bulky special defensive set. We had Safety Goggles Pelipper with Drizzle, Hurricane, Scald, Tailwind, and Growl. Citrus Berry Incineroar, AV Rillaboom, Life Orb Landorus, and I actually had Mystic Water Dracovish as my last mon, and it was Substitute Protect Vicious Rend Crunch. So it was meant to be a team where people would face it and be like, oh yes, Scarf Dracovish. Oh no, it's substituted on me. I have lost.
Yep.
Well, at the very least, I can break its sub, and the Pelipper growled. How the hell?
Yeah.
He is so growly. He's so angry.
Oh, also Growl is better than Intimidate because it bypasses Substitute.
And
Yep.
it beats Infercus, guys.
And
Yes.
you can you can absolutely tank Behemoth Blades from Zacian with Pelipper if you run Growl, because you can outspeed it. But yeah, no, that's the last team for today.
Very hype.
Last team for today.
Very, very, very fitting too that we are ending on Series 10, the inarguable format where Stack Attacka was the most
True.
popular,
Yeah.
most viable it was throughout Sword and Shield.
True.
That's where we started this. That's where the Series 10, the Stack Attacka, the whole ending everything every episode with
Because
Stack
we
Attacka
started
came
this
from
during
Series 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we kill it now? Do we close combat four times with the Stack
never.
Attacka? Are we murdering
He's got
Stack forever
Chopple.
now?
He's got
Or-
Chopple. He's fine.
Okay.
I
And
gotta-
Harvest.
I-
We're gonna end up with a
Harvest.
new Stack Attacka. We're gonna end up with like Skungo Dungo, the Gen 8 Steel or the Gen 9 Steel Fairy type.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Scared for that
Oh yeah,
one.
by the way, the person that I was talking about was going by Wooly at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You got the Patreon.
But yeah, Patreon hour. Welcome to Patreon.
I love the Patreon.
I am the one who says the Patreon. Jesse, we have to.
I am the one that loves the Patreon.
Stop eating your microphone.
Jesse, we have to Patreon.
I can't believe
We have to
Breaking
make the
Bad was,
content.
they opened up a Patreon so they could make their crack. It was beautiful, really. The community support that
Kid
they
named
gathered.
Patreon.
Kid named Patreon. Alright, welcome to
Continue.
welcome to the Patreon. Thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. And if you want to see the extra content we do for the Patreon, make sure you go and subscribe. The link is in the description. But thank you to Kotru, Crazy Carlton, Ken Marker, Plumber, Professor Germs, Ryan, and Turdra for subscribing to the Patreon, as well as every other person who has subscribed. Thank you so much.
Some cool Spike Myth content on there. Shrimp content
Yeah.
possibly coming soon.
Dude,
very
we didn't speak about the fucking Yoshikage Kira sand team that we made. Dude.
That's what the Patreon's for.
So
Go check it out.
we built a really cool sand. Well, I built a really cool sand team, and then said, "Hey, Michael, you want a ladder with it?" And then
We beat ass. We just steamrolled.
he took my sand team, and then
I went like 19-2.
yeah, and then we rolled with rolled on the showdown thing for Patreon, and then also afterwards continued laddering and ran into somebody who we know who is actually probably a Patreon because they recognized that it was me.
True. I forgot about that.
So
yeah, you to go for that unnamed Patreonster.
I don't know who that is. They might have been a Patreon. I've laddered on the Murkiri account with that team, so maybe they saw me before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Next week, maybe we finish our teams, or we have a guest on. I don't know.
Yes.
I wanna have a guest on at some point because I've been fucking blue balling like the Pokesports guys. I know I hit up Neil before as well, and he hasn't gotten anything, so we need to get on that.
Yeah.
Also,
More friends.
and then also there's the other podcast that came out this week as well.
Yeah,
There was so
or,
much stuff we wanted to talk about.
We'll
but
talk
we
about
didn't.
that next episode.
Yeah. Anyway, goodbye everybody.
Goodbye.
now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.